I'm starting on the hand sanding. I have a piece of wet-dry sandpaper wrapped around a piece of automotive heater hose, and that's my sanding block. And I'm using Windex as a lubricant. And now I'm laying out the scales, and I believe that's black paper micarta I'm using. I think it's around 100,000ths of an inch thick, if I remember. Just had it rough cut out on the bandsaw, and now I'm sanding it close to the line. I'm using double-sided Scotch tape to hold the two scale halves together when I grind them so they'll come out identical. Using a 3/32 drill bit to drill the holes for the pivots. I'm using a little 1/4-inch wheel to do the texturing on the scales with in the belt grinder. And I'm using some coarse emery to buff the scales after doing the texturing. Laying out where I'm going to make the wedge. The wedge material is a little piece of red G10, I believe. Now I'm going to taper the wedge. The wedge needs to be tapered toward the back of the razor. And now Now I got the razor mocked together with nuts and bolts before I start pinning it. I'm sanding the wedge flush with the scales now. Now I'm going to start the pinning process. And I need to say another thank you to Tom from Houston for his idea of using an old drill chuck as a pin chuck. I'm using the drill chuck to hold pin stock while I do the first side of the rivet. I'm just adjusting the height right now. I like pinning the first side off of the razor like this now that I've started doing it this way. Now I'm pinning the second side. I'm using a stencil to mark my name on the blade. First I etch it, then I mark it. This is ferric chloride. I'm going to dip the blade in the ferric chloride to bring out the temper line. Now I'm starting to sand the temper line. This is a long process. There's a lot of polishing involved to make it show up. Now I'm pinning the pivot end of the blade.